Have you ever wondered on how to change water on a 75-gallon aquarium? I'm sure you guys all know how to, but I'm going to show you what I do today. We are also going to be doing a maintenance on my Marineland C360, and we're going to show you the steps on how to do that. And here's some of the chemicals that I like to use on a day-to-day basis, and my fish seem to like it because I've had this for a couple years. So I'm going to start off by showing you my aquarium. It looks pretty dirty, as you can see. There's a bunch of crap in the rocks and big debris, and we're gonna take that out today. Life's kind of gotten away from me lately. I have a toddler, so it's kind of been put on the back burner. Some tools for the job we're going to be using today is just a gravity siphon. This one is, I have to pump it. I'm not going to put my mouth to it. It's disgusting. It's gross fish tank water. So luckily I have a pump from another siphon that I use, and I'm going to get this started. You want the bottom hose for where the exit from the water, you want that closest to the ground, and you want to put the vacuum itself closest to the gravel, because that's where the most weight will fill up your tool, and it's the easiest to get going. As you can tell, it still can fight you from time to time. Technically, I have the hose too much of it at a 45. You want it almost straight down when you do it, so that the water is working its way. And we got the prime started, and that bucket will fill up quickly, so you have to work kind of fast. Don't panic. Just keep an eye on the water level in your bucket, and you just kind of go around and pick up some of that nasty debris at the bottom of the tank. So what I do here, I pinch, because my tube's so big, if I don't, I'll fill up the bucket in like 3 seconds. So I pinch it when I see that I got a good supply of debris, and I pinch it and I let it go back up. You just kind of have to play with it. That just seems to work the best for me. So you're not just sucking up good water. You're getting most of the nasty stuff out when you do this. Yeah, so just work your way. Don't suck up any poor fishies when you do it. And just kind of take your time and look at all that pretty stuff coming into your bucket. Make sure you keep an eye on the bucket. That's the number one rule here. As you can tell, we got a full bucket. We're all happy. We're going to go empty that outside, and we'll be right back. Once you have your clean water from your tap water, or spring water if you choose, but I just use tap, you got to add some chemicals. This is stress thyme. It is beneficial bacteria. All you need is one capful, and it will do its trick. And then you need your stress coat, which takes out the chlorine and the fluoride from the water so that are harmful for the fish. This will get rid of that for you. And just another capful, and you can stir it around. I don't, because you're going to pour it in the tank and it's going to get stirred naturally when you pour it in, so you don't have to worry about stirring it. So then you carefully grab your bucket, because it is heavy, and you pour it in. I try to hit that rock right there on the bottom, because you will stir up debris, but it won't disturb your gravel as bad. So as you can tell, I didn't make much of a dent. We're gonna go and get some more, I think. And yeah, just kind of repeat the process to where you're happy. You are gonna stir up some crap, which I know that's the whole point of doing what we're doing, but it's inevitable unless you take everything out and clean it, which I don't, because it has a bunch of good bacteria for the fish. So again, there's some crap flying around, but that's all right. So now we're going to move on to the filter. This is a Marineland C360. It is a monster. I love it. And we're going to show you how to do a basic change and how to break it open and get to the media. So there is a water shutoff that we're going to have to get to. But number one, you need to shut off the power, which I just did over there in the corner. Technically, by the instructions, number one rule is you don't want to get electrocuted. So this is how you shut off the gravity. So if you don't turn that off, you're going to have gravity, because it's just like how we started the other one. You need to shut that off, otherwise it's going to fill itself as soon as you open it. So you open it up here. It's pretty dirty. You grab your 5-gallon bucket. You grab your media. Look at that, nasty. That's a scrubber. It's actually it's a polisher filter. There's your ceramic plates. Here's your bio balls, and you do not want to rinse these because they have all that good beneficial bacteria. Then I have my carbon, my activated carbon, and that's pretty gross. We're going to change that today. And my mechanical filtration, which is like a thicker sponge, and that is full of gunk. I always just rinse those with water. I don't really ever change those, because you just got to rinse those with lukewarm water, and you just kind of get the heavy debris out. You don't want to go too crazy because you'll kill all that good stuff, which it looks like I went a little crazy. So ignore me. So when you're putting this filter back together, you got to make sure that when you're taking it apart, you see that bottom left little guy at the bottom? You want to make sure that's pointing, they're all pointing the same way for when you put it back the way you took it apart. Otherwise, you're going to have problems. So here's my old activated carbon. We're going to change it with pretty activated carbon. First, you got to rinse it, which I didn't show that in the video, but you got to rinse it because it will put a bunch of black stuff in your tank, like smoky blackness. Like if you don't, I had made the mistake one time and it kind of clouded the tank for a little while. Then you got your bio balls, which they're my favorite thing in the world. They got so many little crevices for that beneficial bacteria to grow and thrive in. It's just little areas that your water goes through and touches constantly, and it just really, they just work really well. Same thing with these. They're the same thing. They're just like a different material. And we're going to change that nasty polishing filter, which I didn't realize this till I made this video. I feel kind of silly that it's actually a 2-piece. I thought it was 1 piece the whole time until this video. I was like, what? So we put that one there, and I tried something different here. These are what's cool about these filters. You can kind of do whatever you want to do. So I put this little basket back. This little part can kind of mess with you. I don't know why. This is the worst one out of the whole bunch. So you just kind of make sure that it all feels snug and feels flat and flush everywhere around. And then you put that guy on there. You don't have to. I just kind of tried it this time. And we're going to make sure we put our little clips back on because mine fall off. I don't know why. I'm sure everybody's do. And you grab your rag because you're going to make a freaking mess. Make sure you dry it up where we cracked it open, just because you want to check for leaks. You don't want to come back later and say, oh, I didn't clean well enough, and see water and panic and rip apart your filter for no reason. So you kind of want to keep it clean. Make sure that you come back and check it, and you snap this down, and we are ready to rock and roll. We're going to do that on the 4 other ones. Clean up and we'll come back to it. And then to prime it, we put our gravity back in, and as soon as we do that, you can see the water come out of the hose. And this is a primer here, what I'm doing on the left. And that will start the gravity, just the gravity siphon, just like our cleaning bucket. So once we get the gravity started, you plug it back in and you'll see a bunch of air bubbles, which means the filter is doing its job again. It's kind of noisy for the first three or 4 seconds. Sounds like a jet taking off, but so due to us priming the filter earlier, we've lost some water because all that water from the tank went inside the filter. So we're going to add some more. It's inevitable. It happens. It's okay. But the more water you have inside the tank, the easier it is for your filter to prime. Don't ask me why. But when you do this, you really want to make sure that your filter is even all the way around so that you don't have any leaks. Because there's a little seal in there. If it's not sealed right, you will have water issues, and that is not good. So after we made sure that everything's good, we're going to clean the glass of the aquarium. Get some of that algae off. There's algae that's just stubborn, and you got to use a Scotch-Brite pad. This is just a very fine Scotch-Brite pad because you don't want to get too coarse because it could scratch your glass. If you got acrylic, I would not use this. It's very aggressive on acrylic. But I always use that tool that I had before, or I use my this is my favorite scrubber tool. I got it from the dishwashing aisle at my Albertsons, and obviously you don't use dishwasher soap. You get 2 brushes, one for your kitchen and one for your fish tank, because you do not want to mix the tools because that soap is very harmful for the fish. It could actually kill them. So yeah, we just kind of scrub where we want. I keep the back wall ugly because the algae eaters can eat it, so it doesn't matter. But the front and the sides, you want to clean that, and then we add some more water. We do our chemicals, and we get it all happy and fill the water back where we want it. As you can see, it puts up a bunch of debris, which I know that's what we were doing. But this is about 15 minutes later after it all settled and the filter's going and the fish are happy. So I think I'm going to end this video here. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me and watching what I do to my fish tank. Let me know what you guys do, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you guys. Have a great day.